Hi, I'm Rachel Ward, and this is Sharks by Simone Buchholz, which is now out in my translation from Orenda Books, and I'm going to read the little from the beginning. Push the sack aside and walk in. This is no entry-level cough. Every few minutes, a dirty old farm dog comes crawling out of my lungs and barks so hard its chain rattles. I should be lying in bed drinking tea. But instead I'm standing around in the South Hamburg suburb, looking at two old people's mangled heads and smoking. I hold my forearm over my mouth. "You're not well," says Calabretta, taking my cigarette off me. "It's about time you went to see the doctor about it," says Bruckner, his voice as severe as a side parting. "She won't listen," says Schuller, which is just plain rude. He looks at me, grasps his voice box and makes old man noises. "I've been struck down by the plague too." Yeah, I think getting to the end of my cough. It tastes a bit like blood. Once the barking dog has let go of my voice again, I say, "Feel free to put a complaint in against me, boys. Can I have my cigarette back, please?" "No," says Calabretta. He walks into the room next door to speak to the new head of forensics. Hollerite and his perpetual slip disc have taken early retirement, hallelujah. The new bloke's called Kessler. Talented kid, modern and laid back. If his haircut was a tad less ambitious, I'd have a lot of time for him. Walton Lorraine Tucker's flat is a bit like coming home. It looks just as shit as Auntie Grace and Uncle Luke's place in Belhaven, North Carolina. The wooden floorboards are stained dark and are topped by a chaotic series of deep pile rugs in allegedly homey colours, such as rust red and mint green. The wallpaper is yellowing. It might once have been white, or then again it might not. The ceiling is panelled with a grid of hazelnut brown wooden boxes. In the very centre of the room, directly in front of the gigantic plasma TV, there's a massive sofa with massive flowers in every possible pastel shade all over its upholstery. In the corner to the right of the screen, there's an old brown gun cupboard, its door open. The cupboard is lined with a Confederate flag. "Is that allowed?" I ask. "What?" says Bruckner, "the far-right memorabilia?" "Keeping your guns in such a dodgy cupboard," I say. "I'd ban both," he replies. To the left of the TV, a tea trolley rattles with my colleague's footsteps. It looks like it's had to serve the Tuckers harder stuff than tea. There are 5 heavy crystal decanters on it, all more half empty than half full. Cheap bourbon, I'm guessing. The stench of blood is competing with the reek of alcohol, old dust, and frying from the day before yesterday. I walk once around the sofa so that I can take a calm look at the Tuckers. From back here, all I can see is that the bullets to their heads left pretty serious exit wounds. Mincemeat, you might call it. The floor creaks beneath my feet. "Whoa," I say as I clock the old folks' battered faces. "Wasn't really any need to shoot them as well. Let alone with such a large calibre," says Schiller. "Overkill, if you ask me." I have to cough. Schiller looks at me, shakes his head, and follows his colleague Bruckner, who has set off around the flat. Calabretta and forensics are standing around the desk in the study looking at the ammo from the gun cupboard. I stay with the dead couple a while longer. The wrecked faces, all the blood. Lorraine's Tucker's clothes and, as far as I can tell, her hair, are reminiscent of Donna Reed's redoubtable Miss Ellie face. Everything looms, flouncy and puffed up. Her dress, or pinny, or nightie, is apricot. Her slippers are white and plushy. And even dead, she looks like she's about to jump up because she's forgotten to offer us cookies. Walt Tucker's dead body looks aggressive, like he always wanted to give everyone and everything a beating and like he'd pack quite a punch. His plaid shirt bulges over hefty fast food hips and a broad chest. He's not wearing trousers, but shorts. In November. Growing out of the shorts are fat, hairy legs. His wife had to look at that, day in, day out. I'd probably have found the Tuckers pretty unpleasant, but there's something touching about them too. They tug on my past, the buried corners of my memory, and something on the floor of my heart starts to rustle. Boss? Calabretta. I clear my throat and whirl round. What are you doing there? I'm feeling, I think, and I ask myself yet again, what on earth would have become of me if my dad hadn't stayed in Germany with me? If we'd lived together in North Carolina? If I'd become an American, a Southerner? If I'd had a home, if there'd been more than just my name? Nothing, I say, nothing at all. I wait until everyone's busy with something or other again. Then I vanish out to the stairs without saying goodbye. The stairwell is lonely and sad. Some of the steps are so worn that I keep slipping and almost make my way down on my arse. It annoys me when buildings rot like this, when people just let houses go to wreck and ruin. An old house has a soul, and buildings need to be cared for so that people can live in them. Nobody has cared for this place for years. The Tuckers were the last tenants, and the empty ground floor flat doesn't even have a front door. There's nothing but an empty sack nailed to the frame. I push the sack aside and walk in. There's nobody here, but once it gets dark, there must be quite a crowd using it as a roof over their heads. In pretty much every corner of every room, there's a ratty sleeping bag or an old blanket and a filthy mattress. Some of the windows are still there, but most aren't, and there isn't even a plastic bag or anything stuck in the gaps. Calabretta said it must have been one of these people here who found the Tuckers and gave the police the anonymous tip-off. He's assuming that we won't find any of them, and that they'll never come back here again. That the homeless are now deprived of even this hint of a home. I stand in one of the former rooms for a minute longer. There's a picture on one of the walls. A windjammer, in full sail against the shredded wallpaper. Nobody cares. Nobody.